On 21 from your homework and 23 also, you're going to have to investigate an acute triangle special ambiguous case. So that's a lot of words, but let me tell you what's going on. So we have a set angle at 76 degrees. And we know that opposite that angle because it is A. So when that angle goes out, it's going to form a side that has to be 18 long, right? So I'm actually going to do it in red. So it's going to go out, form a side that has to be 18 long. So I'm just going to draw it. I don't really know how long it'll be yet, but just in comparison, but it's going to be 18 long, okay? And I know that another side has to be 20. Now, it doesn't matter if you pick the bottom or the top, it doesn't matter, but I am going to pick this top side. I could have picked the bottom, and it would have the same patterns, but there it is, okay? So we know that has to be 20, and this bottom one, it could be really long, it could be really short, we don't know, because this angle is also unknown, so it could be anything, all right? So that's kind of where we're at. And so this is ambiguous because if you remember, this could form no triangle, one triangle, or two triangles. So that's what we're here to do, decide, and then solve if there is one triangle or two triangles, find the solution, okay? So that's 18 long, but what we're going to have to do first is we're actually going to find this height. And so we're just going to use sine, because now we have a 90-degree triangle. So sine of 76 degrees will give us opposite and hypotenuse. So it'll be h over 20. So then I'll just multiply by 20. And then I'll do, sorry, let me grab my calculator. I'll do 20 times sine 76, and I get 19.4 is the height. So we know that this is 19.4. So this angle, like I said, is not set, but we know it's 18 long. So as we try to swing in, right, because to get the angle to match up with this angle, it has to go there, right? So it has to be there. We just don't know how long. So as we come swinging in, I want that to be red, sorry. As we come swinging in, because it's 19.4, we know this 18 will never actually hit the bottom because we know how high it has to be. So it's never going to come in. You could just swing it around forever, okay? And it's never going to form a triangle, all right? So because our swinging side is smaller than the height, whenever that happens, you know that there will be no triangle. So that's what I'll put as my answer, no solution. Now let's pretend it wasn't 18. Let's pretend it was 19.4, okay? If it was 19.4 instead of 18, as it comes swinging in, it'll hit there perfectly. It won't actually touch. It kind of looks like it does touch, but it won't actually touch until right there, right? Because that's the height. I got too much going on, right? So let's kind of clean this up a little bit. Okay, so if it is 19.4 long though, it'll come in, like I said, it won't touch until right there, and then it won't touch again. So you'll just have one triangle, and then now you know, since there's only one triangle and it's the same as the height, you know that it's a 90 degree, and then you can easily solve that, right? But anyways, the answer on 21 is no triangle, okay? I'm going to also do 22 to show you what's going on. So on 22, it says that our angle is 76 again. A is 76. Little a is, sorry, trying to read the book, 34, and little b is 21. So what's going on here? We still have this 76 degrees, and then we know that this is going to have to be 34 long. We don't know exactly how long this guy will be, but we know that this has to be 21 as well. Okay, so I'm going to quickly find my height so that I can know what's going on. And so I find my height by just using sine. So sine of 76 equals opposite over hypotenuse. And so then I'm just going to multiply both sides by 21. So I get 21 times sine 76 will equal the height. So 21 times sine of 76 gives us a length of 20.38. So I know the height is 20.38. Okay, so 34 is obviously longer than that. Okay, so let's go back for a second. But let's make this, no, that should work. Okay, so 34 is a little bit longer. Well, quite a bit longer, almost 14 longer. So let's just make it show that it's longer. So if this guy comes swinging around, we're going to form a triangle right there. Okay? So that 34 comes in, comes swinging in, forms a triangle. It's going to keep going, though. We could keep swinging, and it'll also form a triangle right there. So we have an obtuse triangle that could have been formed, but we also have this acute triangle that could have been formed. So two triangles could have formed on 22. So let's mark them up. We have 76 degrees there, 76 degrees there. We know that this is 21. This is 34. I know it's not really to scale, but you get the idea. This was 21. This was 34. Okay? Actually, it doesn't look too bad. And so what we'll have to do on both triangles is do law of sines to find the missing pieces. So let's label it real quick. That's A, that's A, this is A, this is A, that was B, that was B, 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 and then this will be C, of course. Okay? All right, so I'm going to start with this obtuse one. So as I do law of sine, I'm going to do, since I have all the stuff for A, that's a 70, by the way, I'll have sine of 76 over 34 equals sine of B over 21. So I put that in my calculator. I have sine 76 divided by 34. I multiply it by 21, and then I take inverse sine of that, if you remember, and I get 36.82 degrees. Okay, but look, there's no way, that has to be obtuse. So we actually found this one here, okay? Well, that's too bad that we found that one because we were trying to find this one over here. So we did everything right. Why is our calculator giving us an acute angle? Well, if you remember when we learned about inverse sine and its graph, inverse sine, sorry, my pen just stopped working for a second. I think the battery died. That's really too bad. All right, so I'm going to talk you through it a little bit. Let me plug it in. Technology. All right, so I talked about, we learned that inverse sine has range restrictions, right? And so it will only pop out these acute these acute angles. So it'll only find the acute triangle. But we need the obtuse angle. So what are we going to do? Hopefully that charged my pen enough. Yes, it did. It might go out again, though. Okay, so we want this obtuse. Well, notice this, so it actually found, if you think of it, it actually found the reference angle. So it's 36.82. So all you do is you're gonna actually, by just doing this, you found both angles. So that's 36.8 minus 180. You've also found this one. This one's 143.2 degrees. Okay, so all you do is you do it once, and you've actually found B's for both the triangle. You just got to remember that. So let's say that this is triangle B1. This is triangle B2. To find B2, you just have to do 180 minus B1. Okay? All right, so there you go. There is the end of the lesson that you're supposed to get in class, but also helping you out on your homework a little bit, 21 and 22. So the no triangle, the two triangles, and then we talked about it. If it's one triangle, they're going to be equal. So the take home from here, if you're swinging, first off, it's obtuse. We talked about that earlier. So if it's acute, what will you do? You're going to find the height, like we did, and then you're going to compare the height. If the height is equal to the swinging side, that side that's not fixed by the angle, and so how will you know which one's the swinging side? Well, when they give you angle, side, side, the side that matches up with the angle, that's going to be your swinging side, right? Because the only this angle is set, so your swinging side is going to be the lowercase letter to the uppercase letter, the uppercase angle that you're given, okay? So the swinging side, if it's equal to the height, you'll have one triangle, and it will be a right triangle. So one right triangle, that'll be easy to solve, okay? If the height is greater than the swinging side, then you know that there is no triangle because it's too tall for that swinging side to touch down and actually make a triangle. If the height is less than the swinging side, you know that you'll have two triangles and then one triangle. So you'll do it, and when you find the missing angle, this is triangle one. For the second, that's acute. Now I need an obtuse. For the obtuse one, so let's say you found B1. When you find B2, remember you'll just do 180 degrees minus B1. All right, there it is.